What's up everyone, and thank you for stopping by. Today I wanted to talk about the game that has been taking up all of my free time lately, and that is Blackwake. If you guys haven't heard of this game, it's an early access game available through Steam and is being developed by Massfire Studios. It focuses on naval combat, think Pirates of the Caribbean era like 16 or 1700s, and has been, for me, a very unexpected but a very welcome surprise. The game shipped out on February 24th and has been a real wave of excitement. I actually bought it on sale about a week ago, and I can see what all the fuss was about. Please help me. I've got a lot I want to talk about, so I won't take up any more of your time with my hilarious puns. It's time to take a look at why to err is human, but to R is pirate. Jesus Christ. Let's talk about Blackwake. So there's a few different game modes in Blackwake currently, but the one I've been playing the most is the Fleet game type. These are 54-player servers with 27 players to a team, Navy versus Pirates. Each team gets 3 ships, a galleon, which is the largest ship in the game currently, and 2 smaller ships called hoys. Each ship has 1 player acting as captain, which is voted on at the beginning of the match, with the rest of the players on board acting as the crew. The captain steers the ship and gives the crew instructions, and the crew does their best firing cannons at other ships, making repairs, and keeping their own ship out of water. The concepts of the game are simple enough, but have been executed very well, and that simplicity is part of what makes it special. When compared to other first-person games where movement, aim, and individual play tend to shine, Blackwake is more about managing your time and resources more effectively than the other ships. So long as your captain knows how to line up shots, anyone can fire a cannon, anyone can fix a hole, and anyone can use the pump. Seriously, just press E and you're doing like arguably the most important job on the ship. A basic encounter will go like this. You have the majority of your crew on cannons, which were previously loaded and are ready to fire. Your captain lines up your shots with the other ships, and you fire. Reload and repeat. Sometimes, like, all of your shots will hit and the characters in the game start cheering, and usually your crewmates start cheering, and it's great. On the other side of things, you might take like 9 cannon shots before yours even get a chance to fire. Now the ship is underwater, you're still taking fire and you can't return fire, and all you're trying to do is fix holes and stay afloat until you can get out of there. The thing with it is that it doesn't feel negative when you get hit or when you die. I mean, it just sort of happens. It's kind of hard to dodge a cannonball. A lot of games have this intensely deep and negative feeling when you die. Overwatch. But Blackwake is different. Whether your shots are hitting or you're being hit, you're in it together. Because if the ship goes down, you all go down. It creates feelings of camaraderie and a togetherness between the crew that I feel many other games are lacking. No matter if you're sinking a ship or being sunk, you're never doing it individually. And that's what I think makes this game feel so much different and how it feels like such a new experience. Because we all know the most famous last words of any multiplayer game are, "I can carry this game." In Blackwake, you can carry, but you don't do it by being selfish. You don't do it by getting the most kills. You do it by being the best teammate you can be. And if that means you have to sit on the pump while everyone else repairs holes or fires cannons, then that's what you do. I should also mention, Massfire Studios, the developers of the game, consists of 2 people. That's insane. Not only that, but they're a rare example of a Kickstarter that has actually worked. All they asked for was $10,000 Australian, or about 7,500 American dollars. They ended up getting way more than that, but that's fine because the game kicks ass and they didn't ask for anything more. A quote from the page itself really highlights their design philosophy. Creating a game with only 2 developers is definitely a challenge, but we have not been consumed by the feature creep mentality. We have focused on the absolute core fundamentals of match-based gameplay. This is exactly what this game has done so far, and is precisely why this video is titled Early Access Done Right, because there really isn't a whole lot to this game right now. To boil it down, there's only 2 types of ships. There's really only 1 map, if you want to call the ocean a map. The animations are all very basic and follow a similar format to games like Rust and Ark, but here's the thing. None of that matters. None of that matters because I can join a match and it works. None of that matters because the better captains and the better crews will win the match. None of that matters because I can sail the open seas and be a fucking pirate, shooting cannons, drinking rum, singing songs, and most of all, having fun. This game is so much fucking fun. but that's not to say it can't be taken seriously. In my experiences so far with the game, I've found a terrific balance between having fun and actually trying to win. Honestly, most of the time it feels like the two go hand in hand. In other games, the concepts of having fun and trying hard are often split, a casual versus competitive matchmaking playlist, for example. But in Blackwake, it honestly feels like when I'm having the most fun is when my ship is performing the best. And this is probably true to a lot of games, that when you're relaxed and having fun, you'll perform better. But the difference is that it seems Blackwake, for whatever reasons, brings those feelings out in people, and is a great example of a game that can take casual and competitive players and allow them to coexist. Have you guys ever heard of the Stanford Prison Experiment? It was a test performed by Stanford, and it focused on the psychological effects of perceived power. Essentially, one group of students acted as prisoners and the other acted as prison guards. To say the least, things got a little out of hand. The students became extremely involved with their roles, the guards started to become abusive to the inmates, and many of the inmates developed a weirdly submissive nature towards the guards. Keep in mind, these were all just college students running a test. The experiment ended up becoming so real and intense that it had to be shut down. It's a very cool topic, and I encourage you to read more about it if you're interested. The reason I talk about it in this video is that I've noticed a somewhat similar thing happening in Blackwake with the notion of perceived power. I should also mention that I do have a bachelor's degree in psychology, so I'm very credible. The thing is, being a good captain in this game is really hard. Like, the mechanics of it are difficult in terms of lining up your shots and knowing where to be and when, but much more so in terms of managing your crew. I've noticed, and I'm sure others have too, that having a good captain makes a huge difference in this game. I recall one time where I was captaining the large ship, the Galleon, and I was becoming frustrated with my crew because they weren't communicating, they weren't firing at the right times, and seemingly no one was doing their jobs correctly. One of my crewmates, who was actually performing the best on the ship at the time, shoutouts to Steam user and Blackwatch player Kyle Williams, asked me if I knew what I was doing. I threw my hands up and told him, if you want to try to manage this crew, feel free. We had lost something like 10 games in a row on the Navy side at the time. We ended up losing that game too, but the next game he took to captaining the Galleon again with mostly the same crew as the previous time. I figured he'd be able to try something new but wouldn't make much of a difference. And then something crazy happened. We won. In fact, we won the next 6 straight games. I couldn't believe it. A crew which under my command was totally unresponsive completely turned around and started winning every match. So what was it? Was he just positioning the ship better so we could land more shots? Maybe. Or maybe he was commanding the respect of the crew, getting them to play better, faster, improving our communication and teamwork. This is what makes this game so great, for me at least. Have you ever tried to get your teammates to cooperate in a game like Overwatch? It's fucking impossible, and that's with 6 people on a team. They get frustrated, they end up arguing, and you lose. But for some reason, in Blackwake, with 13 players on a ship and 27 to a team, the complete opposite can happen. Not only are players willing to work together and follow orders, but a lot of the time it seems like they want to. And if you've played online multiplayer games for as long as I have, you need no further explanation for why that's an amazing accomplishment. Now, I don't enjoy giving things a rating when I do these reviews for many reasons. I like to focus on the experience of playing games, and hopefully I've been able to do that for you guys. If you like pirates, if you want to sail the open ocean, if you want to try leading a group of people, or you'd rather just stay below deck and fire the cannons, I urge you to give this game a try. I'm going to give Blackwake a banana out of 20. Guys, if you liked this video, please consider subscribing. I make these videos because I love doing it, and your support gets me that much closer to achieving my dream of creating things like this full time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.